U.S. prosecutors flagged a threatening social media post from Donald Trump in a court filing late last night. On his Truth Social site yesterday, the former president wrote, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you." The post comes a day after he pleaded not guilty to charges that he tried to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. In the filing, prosecutors say Trump's post raises concerns he might publicly reveal confidential evidence he received from the government. They have asked the court to issue a protective order banning Trump from sharing such material with unauthorized people. Timothy Naftali, a senior research scholar at the Columbia University, shared his thoughts earlier on the indictments.
This is the first time that any former candidate, let alone a former president, has been charged with perpetrating electoral fraud. Let's keep in mind that Donald Trump, throughout 2020 or after the election in 2020, was arguing that they had to stop the steal, was saying that there was a fraud perpetrated on the American people in 5 different states. Well, what the indictment, this week's indictment says is, yes, there was a fraud, but it was a fraud perpetrated by the President of the United States on the advice of 6 unindicted co-conspirators. This is a first in American history. A recent poll, New York Times poll, showed that 37% of likely Republican primary voters are MAGA voters. They're extremely pro-Trump. To those voters, no, this doesn't matter. But America is a complex country. It's a diverse nation. It has independent voters as well as Democratic and Republican voters. The question of how many people care, I think, is an interesting one, but I would argue that just don't focus on the MAGA voters. Think about other voters. We saw in 2020 and 2022 that those voters cared about the chaos surrounding Donald J. Trump, and they didn't like it.